Welcome to the Skill Up Teens channel. My name is Ekanem Victoria. I'm a teens coach and mentor. So today we're going to be talking about the anger emotion in a three-part series. First of all, we're going to talk about anger, what it is about. Then we're going to talk about in the second part what your triggers are and how to manage them. And then in the third part, we're going to be looking at techniques that can help you manage anger. So I would ask that you click the like button and subscribe so you'll be the first to get notifications when our videos drop. So now, into the class for today. Anger emotion. Have you ever been angry? So what did you do with the situation? What did you do at that point where you were upset or where someone crossed your boundary? I have been angry before. Yes. I've had times when people got me really upset. And initially, when I didn't quite understand what anger was and what my emotions were, and I wasn't aware of my emotions and couldn't label or name my emotions, I'd get really upset and sometimes I could get aggressive. But then when I began to understand what anger is, how it could be managed, and what I could do, and I began to get self-aware, how I managed my anger became different. I realized that even when people seem to cross my boundaries, I do not get aggressive. I do not begin to throw tantrums. And for me, it meant a whole deal. It became a new whole chapter for me. So, having said that, what is anger? Anger is an emotional state marked by feelings of frustration, annoyance, or hostility. But you know what? Anger is one emotion that is misunderstood. Yes, very much misunderstood. And you know that anger is an emotion. Yes. Because anger is an emotion, it's easily misunderstood. But then we're going to look at why anger is easily misunderstood. Yeah, we're going to look at it. Like I said, the anger emotion is an emotion that is like every other emotion that we feel as human beings. For instance, the sadness emotion, the happiness emotion, the embarrassment emotion, frustration, and all of it, etc. So anger is like every other emotion and everyone has it. Is the anger emotion bad? No, it is not bad. It's what you do with it that either becomes bad or good. So the anger emotion is not necessarily bad. So why did I say that the anger emotion is easily misunderstood? Is simply because anger as an emotion on its own doesn't work alone. So most of the times when you think you're angry, when you look deep down, you find out that what you actually feel is sadness. Sadness is what is triggering anger in you. Sometimes it's frustration. For instance, if you pick a bottle and you want to open it and it's a corked bottle, ordinarily you expect that when you turn it, it should open, it should click open. But then you pick it up and you try to open it and then you're struggling with it, it's not opening. That could build up frustration in you. Like, why am I not able to open this bottle? Why am I struggling with it? That could build up frustration in you that can make you throw tantrums if you are not aware of your emotions, if you do not know how to label your emotions. So that is why we said that anger is an emotion that is easily misunderstood, because it's an emotion that doesn't work on its own. Sometimes people react, some people throw tantrums, and some people react aggressively to other people or towards things, but because they are sad. So deep down, they are sad. And then they are reacting to people or to things without realizing that it's not anger that is their issue, it's actually sadness. So when you feel upset and you understand your emotions, when you look deep down at that moment, you would see what emotion is actually triggering that state of anger, triggering that aggressiveness or uneasiness. So when you talk of anger, there's healthy anger and there's unhealthy anger. Anger actually is an emotion that points you to things that are not working right in your environment. Anger points you to when your boundaries are being breached. So when someone is throwing words at you that do not work well with you, they are they're overstepping their bounds, and they are breaching your boundary. Anger will prompt you, something is wrong here, you need to do something. Or again, when you notice that there's an abuse, anger could point you to what is wrong. What anger expects you to do is to make things right. Now, when people become overly aggressive when they are angry, is because they probably haven't known how to, they haven't understood their emotions, they haven't understood how to label them, and they haven't learned how to manage situations. So, like we were saying about anger, healthy anger is the anger that pushes you to making corrections, correcting things that are not right in your environment. For instance, if you were having an issue with a friend and probably you were trying to make a decision on what to do for a particular probably event, you guys are trying to pick out something to do, what you should do, what you should do in the case of healthy anger is to stop, look at the situation, consider your friend, and then think out a way that you can resolve that issue without necessarily getting aggressive or offensive. That's healthy anger. So when you're able to resolve that issue without aggression, without fights, without throwing words, then you can say your anger is healthy. But when anger leads you to aggression, leads you to throwing tantrums, to destroying things, to hurting people, that's very unhealthy anger. So, like you have learned already, anger can be healthy and anger can be unhealthy. And of course, you know that anger is an emotion. So, anger is not necessarily good or bad. Like I said earlier on, it is what you do with it that is either good or bad. And again, anger does not work alone. It works with other emotions. You need to get aware of your emotion. For you to be able to manage your anger well, you need to know the different emotions there are. You need to be able to label your emotions. You need to be able to say, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm frustrated. You need to be able to label what it is you feel per time. Now, when you're able to label what you feel per time, it helps you understand yourself. It helps you become self-aware. When you become self-aware, it is easy for you to be able to manage whatever situation you find yourself. So, getting to understand your emotion, getting to be aware of your environment, yourself, what triggers your anger, what makes you upset, and all of that is one major thing when it comes to anger management. And so this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today. In our next part, we're going to be talking about anger triggers, and we're going to be helping you look at the different anger triggers there are, and then we're going to be looking at the dangers of unhealthy anger. And then in the third part, we will look at how to manage techniques to help you manage that anger. So if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, I ask that you do that right now so you know when our next video is dropping, and so you can be the first to watch it. Thank you.